everyone, my name is Kirsten and I currently just finished my second year at CCNM, otherwise known as the Canadian College of Naturopathic Medicine, located in Toronto, Ontario. And today I'm going to be talking about second year courses, second semester. So if you haven't watched second year courses first semester, go back and watch that video first. You'll understand this one a little bit better, but let's get right into it. So the first course that I'm going to talk about is Physical and Clinical Diagnosis Practicum. This is really similar to what we took in second year first semester. It's just kind of like an add-on to it. Again, we go over a lot of what we learn in our clinical medicine course. This is where we meet up weekly and we do labs online this year especially, but in smaller groups, and we go over different diagnoses and how we can chart it, what that might look like as a doctor if we were to see somebody's physical symptoms, and how we would put that down on paper to really kind of try to figure out what this person might be dealing with. So it really helps you get those critical thinking skills going, where you can actually ask questions about what the patient might be going through and where that might lead you, as well as learning how to ask those questions. So this is going to lead me into clinical medicine. So just like second year first semester, this is just an add-on to that course. Now you learn a little bit more in-depth information, some more diagnosing. This semester we really focused on things like the female reproductive system, the male reproductive system. We also learned about the urinary system, as well as general chronic fatigue and what that may indicate. So again, it's just more in depth, going into different cases and symptoms that we might come across and what they might coincide with. Now going into homeopathic medicine, this is very similar to the layout of homeopathic medicine second or first semester of second year. However, this one, the cases changed. So in first semester, we had 3 specific cases that we had to do as assignments. This time there was 2, but they were a lot different. You focus in on kingdoms in the homeopathic medicine world. So there's the plant kingdom, mineral kingdom, and the animal kingdom, and you have to try to figure out what this specific case is, what this person looks like. And that's what most of the course really focused on, was doing lectures online. So there was no actual like live classes to attend, except for a couple of different labs that you would have to attend, and that's where you would really go over your cases and how you can work on your assignments. Next is pharmacology. Pharmacology is one of those courses a lot of people talk about being like the hardest course you're going to take at CCNM, and I think that's definitely correct, only because there's so much information to remember. So I completely recommend to just start right away, make those flashcards. That's pretty much like the best way to study for a course like this, and just run through them constantly because you have so much information to remember. But just because it's the hardest doesn't mean it's impossible. I honestly did better in this course than some other courses, and maybe that's because I knew that it was going to be hard, but nonetheless, I just recommend that getting a head start on this course. If you've taken pharmacology before, you might be able to get out of it with advanced standing, so make sure you check in on that, because if you can get out of it, I mean, I totally recommend it. If not, it's okay. You can make it. You are going to be okay. Now let's talk about microbiology. Again, we're just going off of first semester of second year. Microbiology, again, you're just going more in depth. I found this semester a little bit harder than first semester, but not impossible. There's just a lot to remember, a lot of very specific microorganisms to remember, viruses and bacteria, whereas first semester is a little bit more basic. You're really just diving into it. You're learning about gram-positive and gram-negative and what they are, whereas this one you already know that, so you're kind of just going in depth. There's more information to remember, but it is completely based off of exams. So your midterm is worth 50% and your final is worth 50%. So again, it's one of those courses that's a little bit more tricky in that sense, but again, you're totally capable. You've got this. So let's dive into acupuncture. Acupuncture this semester I found a lot of fun. You're just learning a lot more meridians, and you're getting closer to learning how to actually put acupuncture into clinical practice. I personally really love acupuncture. I know it's not everybody's thing, but I find it really, really cool, and it just starts to come together a lot more the more that you do it and take part in it. So getting to do more acupuncture physically and learning about it, it's really neat. So you just learn more meridians than you did in first semester. And I really enjoyed this course, honestly. It's super straightforward. You do your labs where you needle and you talk about the different meridians, you go over them, and then the rest of the course is pretty much based off of tests. You have a safety test, you have an actions quiz talking about the actions of each acupuncture point, what they're for, and the safety behind that, what to look out for. And then you have your 2 practical exams, which you're given points and you have to needle them. This year, we obviously couldn't do that, but typically that's what you would do. This time around, we just did a Zoom call and we had to locate points and say what point it was and what certain things you need to look out for those points. The next course we're going to talk about is clinical nutrition. This one is solely based off of 2 exams, or at least it was this year. And there's a lot of information for this course, but it's really neat. The professor, he was really good at diving into the research, so it was super cool to just see how that all comes together, and how different applications of nutrition can work for different diagnoses, like diabetes, and for people who are elders and maybe have cognitive disorders like Alzheimer's or dementia of sorts. There's so many different things that you learn, and nutrition is such a huge aspect of naturopathic medicine and just treating the person. So it's a really important class. There's just a lot of information, but it was really, really interesting. And the last course that we took this semester was physical medicine. Physical medicine, if you've ever taken kinesiology, it's kind of like that, but all condensed. It is basically learning about different injuries, how they impact the body. For us personally, the class was based off of our practical, which was like 4 different classes, 5 different classes when we went to school and did the in-person practicals. And then the rest of the course was based off of our final exam. I don't think this is a typical layout. I think if you're in person, you're typically also going to be tested on assignments or graded on assignments, but this year it was just based off of our practical courses and then our practical exam. And the practical exam was basically us just being given a case. For the exam, we had to have somebody with us, and we had to go over the case that we were given and try to diagnose this person and go through all the different things that you would use. There's ranges of motion, there's certain exercises you would prescribe these people, and home care and all that kind of stuff. So this course really ties in the more physical medicine, sports medicine aspect of naturopathic medicine, which is a really important aspect because people come in with injuries all the time. They're super common, overuse injuries and all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in sports medicine, this class is going to be your thing. If not, you just got to make it through, and honestly, it's interesting to learn. I personally have a background in kinesiology, so it wasn't completely new to me, but I found it really interesting anyways. And that concludes all of the second year, second semester courses. So hopefully this gives you guys some clarity on what your second semester is going to look like in second year. I'm super excited to be moving on to third year, but for now I'm going to be studying for my NPLEX licensing exam in August, so that's where you'll find me most of the summer. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. My handle will be down below. Just send me a message. I'm always willing to talk to you guys. And other than that, I guess that concludes this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more. I will be posting a lot during the summer, so stay tuned. Bye everyone.